Today I'll be showing you how to add cells to your Jupyter Notebook. I'll not just show you how to add cells alone to your Jupyter Notebook. I'll also walk you through your Jupyter Notebook as a point of introduction. It's basically an introduction to the Jupyter Notebook for Python. Now, it's the first thing you will see after calling up your Jupyter Notebook is to see it this way. Now, you could click on the Python kernel here to launch your notebook, or you can go to File. I'll prefer you go to File. You can go to File to launch your Jupyter Notebook. Let's click on the kernel here. Now, after clicking on the kernel here, my Jupyter Notebook will open. Now, I can now decide to rename my Jupyter Notebook. Now, if I click on File, I'll go down to rename my Jupyter Notebook. Now, I can call this First Notebook. Now, with this, I have renamed my Jupyter Notebook, and I can now click on Rename. Now, if I need to open a new Jupyter Notebook, I can come to File and come to New Launcher. Now, when you launch a Jupyter Notebook afresh, obviously it does not have a name, and you cannot give it a name at this stage. You go to File again, and if you come down here, you see that the Rename tab is not highlighted. You cannot give it a name. Until you launch the notebook, that's when you can give the notebook a name. Now I'll launch my notebook. Now if you come back to File now and now come here, you can see that my rename has been highlighted. I can now rename it and I can call it, let's call this my second note. So I call this my second note and I've now renamed it. Now I can add cells to each of these cells. If you want to work on this cell, now let's say this. If I want to print, I can print my popular hello world in this cell. Here's my hello world. And obviously I have printed on this cell. Now, how did I print on this cell? Now to print on this cell, you have one of two options. Now look at this again. If I do print 2 plus 3. Now to run this program, I have one of two options. Either I come here, this is an icon that says run. If you look up here, you see this says run this cell. Now I can run this cell, or I can now use shift enter. What I used initially was shift enter when I did the hello world. Now if I do the run, I'll still get the same result. Now, if I come back here, let's do this. So I'll be doing the shift enter for you to see. Hello world. Now I can now do my shift enter and I have the same result. Now to add a cell to each of these, all you just need to do is see the plus icon up here. You can click on the plus icon here and I'll continue to add cells to it. Now apart from adding cells, another quick thing I know you can easily do here is to delete a cell. Take for example, if I want to delete this last cell, all you need to do is go to the edit tab. If I go to the edit tab, now look at here, I have my delete cell. If I click here, I'll be deleting that cell. If I click here, let me activate this. Let me activate my print. I come to my edit tab, I tap delete, I've deleted that cell. Now, another easy thing I can quickly do on each cell is to offer comments. Now, take for example, I have this print. If I decide to offer a comment on this print, all I need to do is I'm offering a comment to tell more about what I am doing. What I would say is, let's say I offer a comment. To offer a comment, just do shift and pick the hash key. And with the hash key, you can offer a comment. This code is to sum up two numbers. Now I have offered a comment so that people can know what I'm actually doing. But peradventure, I don't really want to offer the comment this way. But the other thing I can do instead of offering the comment using the hash key is to come to code up here and do a markdown. If I do a markdown, this cell automatically will not run like a code any longer. Now, what I can now do is I can just say this cell, this code is to sum up two numbers. Now, obviously, this is not going to be a code any longer. It's I've just done Shift Enter, and you can see that my cell now behaves just like a comment, just like a comment. With this, I hope you can find your way around the Jupyter Notebook by adding cells, deleting cells, using the Markdown, and offering comments. We'll be glad you share this with a friend who needs it, and also give us a thumbs up by clicking the subscribe button. That way, you'll be telling YouTube you love what we're doing. See you in our next class. Thank you.